Printing invoice tickets for rounds. First, set up the rounds for each of your customers with the pricing that corresponds to each round. From rounds 1 through 6 or whatever you choose, you must first set up the pricing for each one of them. We'll presume that you've done that. Now, you can select accounts either by location or a route sheet to be printed. So let's demonstrate that. I'll select these accounts for now. Then I'll go to the Routes tab. So along the top here, just click on the Routes tab. Then press Print Route from Selection. I've also taken the liberty to set up some of the default information for the printing of the rounds. Underneath Route Print Settings, I've set up all the round numbers here that correspond to what I'm going to be printing, rounds 101 through 107. I've also set up the descriptions for the rounds that can be used on those invoices as well. If I click on this custom text for rounds, you'll notice that when you click on the hyperlink, it shows you the text that corresponds to each of these rounds. If it's blank, you can actually have it fill in the default values by just clicking on yes, and then you could type over this description as you see fit. You'll see later where this corresponds to. So now, from this screen, simply select the rounds you're going to print, change the server state if you want to, and then just press OK. This will print the tickets for each round. Notice that the round number is shown, the cost, any taxes that are due, and then a total amount. Here in the upper right hand corner is where I've chosen to print out the detailed description of the round. And again, that's your choice of what you want to do there. The customer's location is shown here. Any other instructions are also imprinted on the route sheet. We'll have another video to show how you can override this invoice style. And then of course the second customer is shown right below it with the additional corresponding information. Notice that the second customer on this sheet has a previous balance. That's included in the cost and totaled on the bottom of the invoice. Once this is done, we have chosen to automatically post pending charges to the transaction file. So if you look at the transaction files for these accounts, you'll notice that the charge appears in an orange color. The type is called 905. When that changes to a 1, then the balance will be reflected against the account. So this is a pending charge because it's a 905 type. Let's see how we can mark it completed. I could just change it to a 1 and hit Save Refresh, but what I'm going to do is scan the barcode that was printed on the invoice. So let me scan that barcode and show you. Notice how on the lower right hand corner the name of the person I just scanned appears, and now their balance is shown here. Let's go look at the transaction file. Notice that it's changed to a 1. It also has changed to the prior day because I chose that in my setup to be the action that occurs when I do the barcode scanning. Again, I can go to Routes, Print from Selection. I'll show you under Route Defaults over here where it says Barcode Navigation, number 6, Mark completed with yesterday's date. I have a number of choices here that I can change the settings for what happens when I scan it with the barcode. Also on the right hand side, I've chosen to number them with an invoice number, automatically post them to the transaction file, print a barcode, but most importantly, mark it as a pending charge in the file. Again, the balance will not be updated until you change that 905 to a 1 for the type in the transaction file. But that's the basis of how to print out invoices. Simply select your accounts, go to the Routes tab, hit Print Route from Selection, and then press OK. And then select the round you're going to print, and then press OK. You can change the server state as needed. Thank you for using BILLMASTER.